in this very next piece, which is number two on our breakdown, which is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He takes the MVP lead. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander sits atop the key MVP ladder already with six of the top
international players. Why does that matter? A reminder that the game's evolution is global, talented beyond borders, and every organization must adjust. And so just like we were mentioning earlier, in terms of the sponsorship, you're starting to see these large amount of influxes of international players, of which Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is one. And so you're not just talking about a player who has state appeal because he's from a particular state or that he has become part of a team in a particular state. Now we're talking about someone from a particular country who now the country gets behind. So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is from Canada.
Oh, okay.
And so Canadians are proud of their Canadian player.
Yes.
You dig?
Yes.
So there's a big market, I'm sure, for the organizations in terms of being able to make sure that the players are marketed correctly in those countries.
Right.
Yeah, and with that being said, too, number three, we want to move on to Tyrese Maxey, who is named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's averaged 33 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists in the week of October 27th through November 2nd. Maxey is on a tear. He is leading the league in scoring. He's a guard from the Philadelphia 76ers. Have you heard of him, Pryor?
Yes, I've heard of Tyrese Maxey. He's been in the league for a few years, and he's playing. What's the tall player that he's actually playing with?
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, right. Because they played the Nets recently. I didn't get an opportunity to see it, but I know that Tyrese Maxey he's always been an interrupter as far as the game is concerned. He's always been an interrupter. So it's no surprise to hear that he's the player of the week because 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists is phenomenal.
Pop, do me a favor. See if you can pull up a clip of Tyrese.
sponsoring part of the NBA league, the games that they play? Or are you saying that there's the 32 games that they play and then the Emirates have games that are played also with that league?
The first one. The NBA games, there are games now within the NBA season that count towards being ranked in the Emirates NBA Cup.
Right. So now, is there a benefit? What is the benefit for the NBA and what is the benefit for the players, if any? And what's the benefit for the Emirates?
The benefits for the Emirates obviously is partnering with a national and international game like basketball, which is growing and is continuing again to spread out to the overseas market.
Okay.
Right. So the Emirates are in on the ground floor with regards to that. Also, I'm sure that there is a connection to the Dubai group in some way, because there is a story out there that the people in Dubai are looking for a team. So they want an NBA team in Dubai, obviously with all of the glitz and glamour that's already associated with Dubai. To have an NBA team there would be to their advantage.
Right.
So the NBA also has an added advantage for the players in that the players win money. So I don't know if the numbers are correct, but I believe that the winners of the tournament receive $1 million apiece. I could be wrong. It could be $500,000 to $1 million. But what is again?
And that's extra money too.
That's extra, right. That's extra money. So again, incentivizing hard play in this tournament, to not kind of just run through it and be like whatever, but to really understand like there is a benefit for you as well as a team. Then for organizations, what happens is there is another shiny object, right? You can win the Emirates NBA Cup, and then put that up and say, hey, we won the cup.
Right.
Then hopefully energize the fan base and the team again by being able to say, hey, we've accomplished something together.
Yes.
Yeah. So
the competitive posture during the season, as you say, and teams must manage differently and think differently regarding this. So it sounds like the NBA is getting a little more complicated, being a little more intense, a little more competitive. That seems to be some of the things that are coming from this.
Yeah, there is a big push to really promote the international players. It's talked about a lot on different podcasts with people like Steven Jackson or Gil Arena, or even say talking about like a guy like Jeff T and his folks over at 5 a.m. These guys are talking about the hyper focus on the international stars that the NBA is promoting, and that's Giannis, Wembanyama, Jokic, Doncic. Again, you've got Shea, who was the MVP of the championship team, who is from Canada. You've got a lot of international players who have great games, who are dominating in the league, and who are champions. Frankly.
Yes. And basketball. That seems like basketball is really up front. And it's not to say, because it's the same thing with baseball has a global thing going on. Golf has a global thing going on. I just haven't heard of football, and football is a little different because American football and the way that football is played in other countries is different. Because they play soccer, we play football, so it's a little different. But those places like sports is getting to be more global. I think that's what we should say.
Well, basketball is more global and recognized in a different way because of the level of player that is now in the NBA. It's also going to change, and then we'll move on to another one of these players, right? There is now going to be more of a push for American players, especially when they're young, to enter basketball academies, where basketball is the focus, right? Basketball is going to be your job. And because basketball is going to be your job, let us prepare you at a younger age for that job.
Yeah, but I thought that was already happening.
It happens, but not in the same way it happens in Europe. In Europe, one of the things that happens in Europe, thank you, baby. One of the things that happens in Europe that is different is that, say, for instance, a player like Embiid. Let's take Embiid. Embiid is discovered on a soccer field. Someone says, "Hey, we got this NBA basketball without borders program. We'd like you to come." His parents agree and send him across the country to go live at this academy, knowing that these people are training him for his opportunity to get into the NBA, right? People in America do that, but there is a certain responsibility to schooling and education where we have our athletes as, what do we call them? Academic athletes?
Academic athlete? Oh, I don't know. Well, so are you saying that America has the responsibility as far as academia, as far as training is concerned, whereas in other countries they don't have that responsibility as far as academics is concerned?
There is a responsibility to train you in how to be a basketball player. And
in other countries.
In other countries,
right.
And particularly when they know that you have the potential to possibly transition.
So they don't worry too much about the academics.
They train you for the job of basketball, and that includes being able to talk fluently in English. It includes having to master media savviness. It includes being able to travel on your own at a young age and not need to be and not have a concern about homesickness. Right? Like there's just all this other stuff that comes with it. I know what they call them scholar athletes here. We call them scholar athletes. You know, school first and then athletics. Right. So now that they've seen the success of these foreign players, the American system is saying, "Hey, wait a minute. We know that if we start to do that it's going to be even better because of our resources." Right. And how far ahead we already are in terms of training and facilities and so forth and so on. If we do the same thing, our players American players domestically will do better. Right. Got you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, man. Interesting conversation. As always, we appreciate you joining us right here on Real Quick Sports. Pop, man, you do stuff all week, though, right?
Yes, well, yeah, we do a New Day Flower Salon Community Radio where we invite people to come in. We start off playing most of the time Imam W.D. Muhammad because Imam W.D. Muhammad has so much to say, good advice, especially spiritual advice, advice for being Muslim here in the American experience. And then we have conversations, about what's going on. And if there's things that people want to talk about, then, we have people who come on and share. We have Sister Martha comes on, Sister Rashida, we have Abdul Wali Shaheed comes on, our brother Muhammad Sharif comes on, Mark Shaheed, all these people come on, and from various parts of the country, from down south, from the East Coast, West Coast, from Chicago. We had California. California doesn't come in as much these days, but people's points of view from other parts of the country come on and we talk about things that might be a benefit. So we ask you to come on if you want to talk about, some of the things that's going on, the morals or about children or whatever, and that's 971-379-9162. 971-379-9162 from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 days a week, from Sunday to Friday. We're off on Saturday. Cavell?
Oh my goodness, man! Listen,
it's true.
It's a new day. It's a new day, community. We got it all there for you. Whatever you need, jump in, become a part of the conversation, and let's continue to expand and build this bridge across generations. We're gonna jump back into our basketball conversation right here on Real Quick Sports. Show hosted by myself and brother Kareem, Paul Pop. Pop, I just wanted to say something to you and bring it back to the
cultural insights. Don't forget cultural insights. Yeah. Insights.
We never forget cultural insights. Never forget cultural insights.
On Sundays, right?
On Sundays, without a question. That's what we're doing. And so what we're talking about we're talking about these foreign players, and also we want to talk about the youth movement, because a lot of the foreign players are also young players. They're not just players who are coming over who have had long careers overseas. These are young players coming in and being generational talents, like Victor Wembanyama. Have you been seeing some of the stuff that Wembanyama? Wait. Hold on, Pop. Before you even start, Mr. Martha, do you know who Victor Wembanyama is?
Oh man.
No, I do not. I want to inject the word ambassadors. Do you think that's part of the country's representation as the foreign players are coming over? And I was not able to download the invite material.
No, that's okay. Listen, we're still getting this together, and we're getting better and better. I remember we didn't send you stuff, but now it's getting ready to change. Sister Martha, you getting ready to change. You're gonna learn some stuff.
Getting ready to get it.
Like the weather, huh?
Yeah, but you're gonna teach us. You're gonna teach us some stuff too, which I think is truly important. And that's why I was asking, do you know who Victor Wembanyama is?
No, I do not. Spell his last name for me, please. I'll look it up.
Okay, it's Wembanyama. Wembanyama.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Tell everybody what you see when you get there.
Okay, I'll tell everyone. Okay, continue on.
Okay, she wants us to continue, Cavell, while she looks.
All right. All right. So the thing is that Victor Wembanyama is an incredible player who plays for the San Antonio Spurs. He's 7'6". And the other day, the Spurs played against the Rockets. And what was interesting is that the Spurs unexpectedly are 5-2, and the Rockets, who are expected to be a challenge to the Oklahoma City Thunder and their attempt to repeat the championship in the NBA in the West, they played, and their record is 5-2. So it was the Spurs and Houston both at 5-2, and so the game was intense. Coming down in the third quarter, there was Wembanyama caught the ball. He got into his move. He went to the basket, and he dunked it on Kevin Durant. Now, what's interesting about that, coming back to our foreign player thing, is that Kevin Durant is an American basketball icon. He's also an international icon. He is considered probably the most skilled offensive player to ever play in the NBA, and one of the big reasons is because of his height. People are always amazed at, the fact that he can do the things he does at his height. But this guy,
what's his height?
Durant is considered 7 feet. He says he's only 6'9", right? But people we see pictures. He's standing next to people who are 7-footers,
right?
And you can clearly see that he's right there,
right?
But Wembanyama's 7'6", so Wembanyama's doing what Kevin Durant can do. What is that, 6 inches to 7 inches taller.
Right.
And so when he dunked it on him, man, I mean, and it was at a key point of the game too, where it really was necessary to get the Spurs confidence back, because Wembanyama wasn't having the greatest game. But luckily, his guys, man, Stephon Cassis and what's my other guy, Harrison Barnes. These guys were out there, they were out there giving theirs all out, and it was an incredible game, went back and forth and went down to the wire with the Spurs and eventually clinching the win. I mean,
I'm going to have to watch that. YouTube, everybody, Rockets against the Spurs, that happens on November 4th. YouTube, everybody.
One injection. I have a question. Yes. Let's say that the arm fan or your wing fan, 8 feet. Is that what I'm reading that correctly?
Yes.
8 feet.
8 feet. So I can understand why he dunked on a 7-footer. He had 4 inches above, beyond, but the timing also.
And that's what's interesting about him, see, is that this young man is coordinated at that height, which is a rarity.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear something. I hear
Lord of power and rule, thou givest power to whom thou pleasest, and thou keepest all power from whom thou pleasest, and thou bringest, and thou enduest with honor whom thou pleasest, and thou bringest low whom thou pleasest. In thy hand is all good, verily thou hast power over all things. Amen. Kivel? Amen. Yeah, so what have you found about
Amen.
Martha?
Sister Martha, did you finish checking in?
Oh yes, I was looking at. He reminds me so much of the ball handler that we spoke of before. The power, the guard for Spurs before.
Who was that?
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker. Yes.
Oh really?
When I look at him.
Oh, okay.
You know what is so interesting as you say that? Because he is French.
Exactly.
he is exactly from France, the same as Tony Parker. Tony Parker is a part of that international group that when we were talking earlier, and I was mentioning about the influx of players, where when those 90s teams who started to get those foreign players, and people became comfortable with seeing these names, you know, well, Tony Parker obviously was easy, but when you saw stuff like Who Coach or what was my guy? Sabonis. right? Or
Yeah,
Matumbo.
yeah.
Matumbo.
Uh-huh.
You know, you started hearing all of these different names, and that changed the spectrum for a lot of people. So today, when you see a guy like Webenyama, he is the beneficiary of a lot of those guys coming over here feeling somewhat uncomfortable and just bringing their games over and letting the games talk.
And that's what I mentioned, refer to when I mentioned ambassadors. Do they unconsciously, or are they actually representation ambassador-wise for their country, or giving credence to their township? I remember when Matumbo, it was emphasized that his country that he came from, the young people were looking up to him, and they regarded that as, he was a champion in their eyes.
Agreed. The same thing happened with Yao Ming. Remember when Yao Ming came?
Exactly. Right. Yes, they did.
It was when he came from China.
Yeah, the newspapers pick it up like the journalists, rather, I should say. They pick it up like that, and they put emphasis on it. I think they did the same with the Muslim brother who was with the censor. Oh, not to hold up time for his name. I'm trying to think of
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon, thank you. That's when they put emphasis on him being Muslim and fasting during Ramadan.
I mean, and again, think of that as well. When you look at the differences in individuals that come over, it allows for different groups to attach. I'll also add another one in, Jeremy Lin. When Jeremy Lin exploded in New York, oh my goodness, you couldn't. I mean, it was mayhem in New York City because the Asian population came out in force. Took over the garden, and it wasn't like a normal like we're fans. It was we're so proud of you as one of us. It became like one of those things you would see at a soccer game over in Europe.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, go ahead, Sister Mark. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's what I see that is going to be impactfully done here in the country too. I think it's going to be like a wave in this country. I'm looking forward to it. As we speak about sports, but sports has always been that, along with harmonious sounds, has been an influence to calm the fears.
Oh yeah. All the time. Listen, in this world where we know every day when we wake up that we are taking our own risks for that day, right? From the moment we wake up to the moment we lay our heads back down, we're taking a risk. But we find moments to put our music on in our headphones, give us some moments of joy. We do the same in the car. We find a moment to read a book, or look at a beautiful plant or a bird or a smiling child. We find the joy in the world. And that's the thing that is more important for us to do constantly. And I think that's something that sports does for a lot of individuals who engage in them and who watch it. It's a moment to step away from what we know is truly affecting us and have it be a joyous moment of effect rather than something that causes true harm. If Kevin Durant gets dunked on, it doesn't mean that there's going to be someone who loses somebody or has to face some great tragedy.
Right. It's a pleasurable.
I'm gonna get you back.
And we promote that. We want them to go get him back. Go get him back.
It's a pleasurable adrenaline shot or injection.
Yeah.
It's right, and it's a hope bringer. And with that, let me bring this to the last piece of the show, which is to talk about the Chicago Bulls, which of course, Mr. Martha, you know the history of the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, you got that right. I love to hate Michael Jordan.
Yes, ma'am. Please say it. I know it. And let me tell you, I hated Michael Jordan too because I'm a Knicks fan, obviously, right? So you know the torment that Michael Jordan has inflicted on the New York City area regarding basketball. I mean, with just the story though here is 30 years after Michael Jordan reigned supreme in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls are actually making a comeback. And after having some troublesome years, maybe about 10 years, they really hadn't even made an inkling of a noise in the league. This year, they're actually I believe they're 6-2. I could be wrong. They might be 5-3, but we were expecting them to be a bottom feeder team. And we've got a young guy out there named Josh Giddey. He's from Australia. He's a 6'9" basketball player, similar to Luka Doncic. What we would call him is poor man's Luka Doncic. He's not as good, but he has similar characteristics, and he still affects the game a whole lot. So Chicago is back in the mix, and they're redefining themselves once again. What you think about that? Bringing back a franchise like Chicago to the forefront.
Well, I love it, but you know what? In my craw, I will never ever forget what LeBron had done for Cleveland. So when I think of Chicago, I think Chicago still needs another kind of shot in the arm. The mayor didn't cling to Michael Jordan. It was all on the court. Right. But LeBron, and I know I'm intentionally bringing LeBron into the picture. LeBron had the grasp of the people and the mayor. It's like the whole town lived behind him, like green. What is it? And with the green and yellow football team.
The Packers. The Packers.
Like they own the Packers as an investment by the community. So like Chicago, I don't know if Chicago has invested into the momentum that is needed for Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I also believe the same thing. I think that it's a nice story, and it's important to have stories like that in places like Chicago, because the NBA has to look at its bigger franchises, the bigger places, and say, hey, we need stars here. We need teams that are going to bring out, fans who really care about the team and get enthusiastic and jump behind those teams. It's why they love when the Knicks are doing well or when the Lakers are doing well. Even down there, you guys have the Orlando Magic going on right now, and they're also considered a comeback team.
Exactly. See, the whole town says, it's all about the Magic.
Okay. I was just...
And the Heat are also always, just to say, the Heat are always a team, especially with Pat Riley at the helm. Pat Riley seems to always, and Eric Spoelstra, who's the head coach, to always be in at least contention because of the way they expect their players to come out and compete.
And they're connected with their city. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of the, there was a very difficult time that happened during COVID when the New Jersey Nets had, Kyrie Irving and had Kevin Durant. I mean, they were a team that was really, had a lot of potential. But then, that COVID thing came, and, today, they don't have anybody today. I've gone to see them, and it's like, it's like yuck. They don't have anybody now. So having players that the team embraces winds up being important.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sister Martha. Go ahead.
What I'm gravitating to now is seeing how the community investment. Reinvestment can be connected, how we, those who are conscientious of it, can really tie in not just the image of it, but the support of the team effort. As here, we sat down, we had the opportunity to sit down and talk with the Rays administration, leadership, the tax rate, and how that influence on the young people. We didn't want it just to be an image, that they really inject dollars and the human experience into it for future time. So that's what I'm looking at for New York and for Chicago. I listened to the mayor of, William and I both heard the mayor, Brandon, speak of Chicago and how, he's really taken the ownership of that and connection with the people. And so, like I say, the image of the basketball and the support given to the communities is going to be really, really impactful if it takes on a strong leadership process, but it has to reflect in the image of the city itself.
There is no question that, teams do reflect their cities, and in strong cities, like New York, like the cities down in Miami, the cities down in Florida, like Miami and Orlando, really do connect to their teams. And it's an important part of, again, keeping people entertained, keeping people ecstatic about something, but also forget about the business side of it. There is a purity and love for particular games, right? And basketball is a game. It's a game that, it's not hard to play if you have 10 people or one person. And it gives you an opportunity to find a mastery. And as a young person, I did that. I remember walking around the streets with my basketball, getting up every morning and going to school and taking my basketball, dribbling down the street, and really having this connection to something. I don't know if it was a friend, right? It could have just been that it was a friend, or even a beacon, like a sign to other people. Hey, don't mess with me. I play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like and so basketball is much more than the corporate dollars and the television screens. It has a lot to do with. Oh man, I never really thought about that.
I have to mention it, right? And you know what I thought of right away?
I really never thought about it until that moment.
Wow. And as you were speaking, I was thinking about the baseball cards that children gravitate to when they think about the players, and then the like you say, the basketball image for the signature of that player, and then the baseball, of course, the signatures. And then the sneakers and all the paraphernalia, I shouldn't say paraphernalia, all the items that is sold into the minds and the hands of the children, as well as me too. But you know what? When I think of females, I don't know why an apron drops into my head. That men have gotten into it, but women, the image for one time, the putting on that apron meant, home life, home everything. And so when we sit down and watch the sports, we're relaxing, but our mind is centered around being at home, being relaxed, being able to, have family and all of that.
Oh, wow. I mean,
that image of aprons on in the young minds today, that's for sure.
You got that right. I think we need to bring the aprons back.
Bring the aprons back.
And that I think is what we really try to talk about in our comeback story of the week, how things are bouncing back. The Chicago Bulls, they definitely like basketball, the old raggedy basketball you had, or even your apron that you used to throw on, or the apron that grandma used to have, that brings home memories. I think the Chicago Bulls also bring back a memory, right? A time where Chicago was at the forefront of basketball, and they really were leading the charge and being great. So I think there's an opportunity, especially since, real quick, Michael Jordan has begun to actually be a commentator for the NBA. He started this year. And so there might be some opportunities to have him talking about particular things regarding Chicago, which could really bring some energy back, as you were saying, Sister Martha, back into the NBA and back into Chicago, based on, the memories that people have from those championship teams and the teams start today.
Well, what's the final buzzer? What would you say, Dale?
Well, let's look at it and say teams and brands and content ready to shift with the tides, and I believe that is happening. I think there is a concerted effort being made by sneaker brands, food brands, restaurant franchisee brands. All of these groups are positioning themselves to move overseas and to tap into those markets, which other sports, and particularly soccer and baseball, have really been a part of for a long time. So it looks like it's going to happen, and we're going to stand by and we're going to watch it, man, because it's been truly amazing to see it. I want you to know we're going to close out this show, but we're going to be right back with you in a couple of minutes talking about something else. But this has been Real Quick Sports on a New Day Community Radio, Cultural Insights, American Muslim 360, and we're doing what we do. We want to say peace, respect, and love, because, of course, we do what we do here on Real Quick Sports every Sunday. Let's jump into it. I'll give you a second.
The recording has started.
Let them know what it is, Pop, man. Tell them about the week, man, what we doing, how we handling it, and what's coming up next.
Yeah, here we go. It's my turn. You with us today, a.k.a. Beautiful Love. They talking about us. We about to get in here with the wickedest introduction of the whole damn world. It's our turn.
Yes, welcome to our show, Let's Talk, real quick, with Mr. Kivel, Sister Martha, and this here is William Kareem on Cultural Insights, where American Muslim 360 and a New Day Community Radio come together. Assalamu alaikum, Kivel. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Martha.
Alaikum assalam.
So what we got going on today, Kivel? Come on with it.
I'm gonna tell you what we got going on right now, and we wanted to make sure, man, that we continue to spotlight and highlight hip hop right here on Let's Talk Real Quick. Of course, this is where we discuss some of the components of hip hop, which are so true and dear to all of us, man, because hip hop is the world. Right now, you know what we're doing. We're jumping into quick hits, and because we're jumping into quick hits, we're going to, of course, talk about someone amazing. And this individual, I'll tell you real quick, I had an interaction with her some years ago. Pop, you might remember this story, man. We was out in New Jersey. There was a time where we were aspiring, my brother, my cousins, my group was aspiring to become rappers, famous rappers. And we went out to New Jersey, and we were at a studio out in New Jersey. I believe it was called the House of Music. Am I right, Pop?
That's right.
House of Music. Right. We were out there, man, and we were standing outside, and there was this walkway. It was like a driveway. And myself and someone else, I believe it was my brother, or it could have been one of my cousins, we were standing outside, and we were looking down, and there was a pool. And there was this beautiful young girl down there with a couple of guys. And we were like, what is this? What's going on here? And so, we admired for a couple of seconds, and then we went back inside. Some months later, or maybe even some weeks later, we discovered that young lady is Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn, right.
I tell you, man, the next couple of years, when the Fugees hit the ground running, and Lauryn Hill began to have exposure to the rest of the hip hop community, it was a whirlwind. And we want to celebrate that whirlwind, man, because powerful stuff is happening out here in our world right now, man. But we got to remember ourselves, man. And so we want to celebrate, man, the love and light that Lauryn brought to us, man, with her classic Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album. We're going to start it off. Pop, I know you can play these. We may not be able to see it, Pop, but I know you can play a little bit of these. We're about to do that, right?
Oh, well, we can. We can definitely
do that, man. We got to do that, man. We got to play a little bit of each one of these, man. This is Lauryn Hill, man. Miss Lauryn Hill, man, of the Fugees, who, won every single Grammy that came out that year, man, for Best Artist, Best Song, Best Video. Just a whirlwind came in and tore up the entire world. We actually spotlighted her last week as well when we talked about Nas in If I Rule the World.
Right.
Imagine that. I free all my sons. Right, so Lauryn was impactful even in the rise of Nas. Nas doing that song was a crossover song, which took Nas's fame to the next level. It was the great Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? That put that into effect. So, you know, not only that, she had smooth ballads where she sang and brought things to the table. Pop, we ready to play this doo-wop, man?
Which one you want? Lost Ones?
Doo-wop.
Doo-wop, okay.
You know what? Don't play Lost Doo-wop yet. Play Lost Ones. No, don't play Doo-wop yet. Don't play Doo-wop yet. Play Lost Ones. Lost Ones first. Yeah, let's go Lost Ones. Hey. This is my wifey's favorite track. She loves Lauryn Hill and this track. Let's go.
It's funny how money changes situations. Communication leads to complications. My emancipation don't destroy equation. We're going to humble you with the one play young remember not the game to one of the sun. We can use it as a pretty bend. I know all the tricks from the king down. King down, king down, one. I understand how boogie down, right? But they just me.
Man. And one of your favorite things to say, no curses in the verse?
No curses in the verses.
That's correct. And that was Lauryn Hill, you think?
Yeah.
I love her.
Not one curse. Sister Martha, do you remember when her album came out, when she hit the scene?
I remember her. I don't remember the title, but I remember her with the look at me, Rastafari. But a connection. But I loved her style from day one.
Yes, you're talking about the Marley.
I think she brought back to life Roberta Flack's song.
Yes.
Which one was it, Pop?
Yeah, that one was rubbing my face with his finger.
Yes, exactly. Signing my with his word. Killing me softly.
With his word.
Killing me softly.
With his word.
Yes, I loved her singing it.
His word killing me softly.
Yeah, that's
me. Let me lay my voice down. You know this. Let me stop right now.
Beautiful.
Roberta Flack song.
I mean, incredible. And again, it was on the remix that Wyclef Jean had put to the song, and that song, of course, went crazy, man. Everybody loved it. And I want to say this here too. I remember meeting Wyclef Jean when we were out at that same studio, House of Music, and he stood in front of us and said, "Listen, I want to produce y'all tracks." And we were like, we already got a producer. We don't need you. Young folk, older folk, whoever, pay attention, man, to your opportunities. Sometimes a lot of places things right in your tracks. You just need to pay attention. Once again, it's a beautiful thing to celebrate, Lauren. Pop, let's move on and play one of the other joints. Let's play right now to Zion. Let's play to Zion. To Zion.
Well, let me see, because we got X Factor, Doo-Wop, Superstar, Final Hour. Go with
Final Hour. Play Final Hour real quick.
Okay. Final Hour.
Let's give them some Final Hour. Final Hour was incredible.
It's really okay. One second. All right, here we go. Final Hour.
Final Hour.
Okay.
This beat was fire.
I didn't exist like my thesis. Well-written copy, wrote it down in pieces. I introduced and produced words so confused. It's confused how I do something beat like I'm super. Two people, both people like I'm Gemini. Rather see me on if my Jimmy on is like I'm cop. You can't stop it. I rock it. Drop it like particles, but I make international articles and on the cover. Don't discuss the baby mother. Bitch, I'm in this shirt. You can't stop me. I'm with this first handed. I'm candid. You can't stand it. Respect demanded. And get told about the rock hard like people feel.
listen. Man,
Final.
when we talk high-level MC stuff, man, MC-ness, when we talk high-level MC-ness, that was what made Lauren exceptional, because Lauren wasn't just a pretty face and she had a couple of rhymes. Like, she really could flow, and her lyrics were tight with meaning, solid. I mean, just next level stuff, man. Pop, let's go ahead, man.
That's from that, and that record was released in her album. This album we playing was released in 1998.
In 1998, and still to this day, you could put on any one of the songs from this album, and people are gonna ride with it no matter what age they are, because the music is timeless.
Yes.
Timeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go with one more. Let's go with one more, because I mean, before we kind of wrap up about Lauren, man, and have a little conversation about her real quick. Let's just play Everything Is Everything. Let's just play that right quick.
Okay. Every ghetto. Everything
is everything.
Because I got every ghetto, every city.
No. Everything is everything.
Okay, well, let me just get that. I got to pull that up. That's the name of it. That's not from.
Everything is.
That's from another album. Oh, okay, yeah, Everything Is Everything, Lauryn Hill. Yeah, here we go.
Yes, sir. That is very wonderful. That's what I was expecting. Alhamdulillah.
Let's go.
Everything is everything, y'all. Everything is everything, y'all. Everything is everything.
Love it.
Oh, but Sister Martha, I mean, what does it bring? How does it make you feel when you hear stuff like that, man, coming from this young lady? At that period of time, specifically.
Yeah, everything is everything. It makes me feel inclusive. Makes me feel that understanding is there about is beyond just being self in this life, but understanding that we're all experiencing something, but we all can express it as well. And I feel that in the song.
Ooh. Pop, man, what you take away?
Well, this is not the first song that was done that was called Everything Is Everything. The first one that did Everything Was Everything was this person right here. This person right here. Well, I can't do it like that because this is okay. Here we go. All right. I want you to hear this.
Pop is pulling history out on you. You better know. Let's go, Pop.
Yeah, I'm bringing this one up because this one is and while I'm doing this, they want to play the live version. I don't want to play the live version. What I want to do, I want to play the original version, which was a bunch. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is Everything is Everything by Donny Hathaway. Woo! Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing, Bob? What are you doing? That was hard.
Okay, here we go. All right. Oh man, all right, forget it, y'all. This was done. This was done in 1970. That's the whole point that I'm really trying to get you to see. So that was 28 years later that this one was done. Everything is Everything. 28 years later, she did Everything is Everything. Sister Martha probably remembers this. So I just want you to know that the word everything and everything was a thing at the time. It was like show enough. How's everything? How are you? Everything is Everything. That's how that came about.
I love it, and that's what's so beautiful about this transition that hip hop has, is that you can have a song that someone is aware of, right? And you're sitting in a car and something comes on and you like, yeah, woo, I'm getting ready to do that. And then all of a sudden the original version comes on and you like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You know, because we're conditioned to the new thing. You know what I mean? But that's what, right, that's what hip hop has really done, is taken things that had existed prior to it and reinvented or remixed it and brought it back to the table. And Lauryn Hill was no different, as you mentioned earlier, when we said she had done the Roberta Flack song, right?
Right. Yeah.
They were tuned in to understanding that was what was making hip hop interesting and connected, is that it wasn't just that they were producing and putting songs together. As a matter of fact, a personal story, everyone, real quick, just so you know, we mean what we say when we connected in this way on the hip hop landscape. When we were out at the House of Music, one of the songs that, you know, we were working with the team to create was similar in this regard. It was Family Affair. They wanted to produce a single for us called Family Affair, with my father, my brother, my cousins, with all of us together as a family. And again, take from It's a Family Affair. And I'm sure we have that somewhere in the archives. Whenever we get an opportunity, maybe we'll bring that up and let y'all check that out. But yeah, that was where hip hop was taking things that were famous and popular in the, you know, maybe in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then repolishing them and delivering them. And Lauryn Hill and the Fugees were excellent in doing that. And this album just stands the test of time based on those things.
Yeah, and again, you know, we were out at the House of Music, and the House of Music was actually owned and operated by the Kool and the Gang family, Khalis Bayan. May Allah bless him with paradise for his good work that he did. But he was the one who had the House of Music, and he brought us out there, and we were working with him, you know, to get some things released.
It was a beautiful time, and it again just really in terms of our conversation about Lauryn Hill and the music that was created, you know, speaks to that period of time where there was a period where we were looking back to things that we had been influenced by, right, in our youth, and then taking that music and refurbishing it for our own needs. And again, what they did an excellent job, and we want to always let you know that the quick hits list is going to be available. We're going to have it available on multiple platforms where you can go and just click if you wanted to, but YouTube will probably be the place that will have it most, so you can check out some of this music, especially this great music that my pops always loves to talk about. There has no curses.
Yeah, sure, right, and the part that we like to talk about with that is that, you know, music is evolutionary. It always has been. From the time of classical music, you know, classical music had an influence on jazz music, because when you talk about people like Charlie Parker, Miles Davis and them, the way that they came to be is because they took some of the renditions, just like My Favorite Things. My Favorite Things was a song that was da 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 da. I'm just using that because you probably are familiar with it, but what he did is just jazzed it up. He used the same notes, but then he added da 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 da. And of course, when we dealt with the European sound, everybody always played it the same. Da 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 da. But then when the African American artist got it, it was like da 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 da. It's like, oh, it's the same song, but they just jazzed it up a little bit. And so the person who winds up making the song, you know, they still got the credit. They still got the credit because they were the ones who originally came up with the notes for the song. It's just that, you know, like they just popularized it and evolved it through jazz and other swing music, et cetera, and that's what continues to happen. You know, music is always evolutionary, always.
It's always been, and it continues to be something that reflects moments in time that you know, bring us back to moments that matter to us. And the moment here that, you know, I really wanted to bring us back to, and we'll continue with that theme throughout the rest of the show, is revisiting consciousness and self-knowledge and awareness. Self-knowledge and awareness has made a resurgence in hip-hop culture. And we knew it would. The conversations always were, you know, well, it's going too far into this particular genre, especially with the drill era that came, you know, for about maybe like 10 years or so. You had this era. Today, there is a hunger for positivity, a hunger for some knowledge, and that's starting to be reflected all over the place. And so we want that to be the theme that we're thinking about. Self-knowledge, awareness, being awake, that idea as we flow through the rest of the show. Sister Martha, I'm sorry, I thought I heard you. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to have to step away. A Muslim Journal report I have to do, but we're still on. American Muslim 360 is still on.
Wonderful. All right.
And I can hear you in the background. I don't want to interfere.
No problem. Keep us updated if there's anything that you know is pertinent to what we need to let our audience know. Again, it's been I'll share now, if that's okay. Muslim Journal is going to be having a television on November 15th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be on Facebook and through AM360. It will be on YouTube. And I know we've been announcing it, too, on A New Day for Al Islam Community Radio. And so we thank everyone for connecting with us and keeping it all alive. Oh, wow, man. I tell you, every Sunday we do so many powerful things, and we have so much going on. Again, we're connecting with the community and bringing new life to the voices of those who have been voiceless throughout the generations. Today, we're going to also jump into quick quotes where we're going to talk about another voice, a voice pop man that you may remember from the squad brand Nubian. The Brand Nubian Squad, man, was a squad that came out in the early 90s, which had 3 members. There was Lord Jamar, there was Sadat X, and there was Grand Poobah with their DJ, Ali Mo. Let me not forget Ali Mo. Ali Mo was one of the best. I've met him a few times, as well as Sadat X. But Grand Poobah was known as one of the best lyricists of the early 90s, without a shadow of a doubt. He had an incredible way of narrating his particular stories, and we're going to drop the quote on you. I want you to get the song ready for me, Brand Nubians. It's called Brand Nubians, I believe. But let me give you this quote. You ready? Each and every day I'm living life on the edge, staying sharp like a razor, knowledge in my head. Peace to the gods I build instead of bed, because self in the cipher is how I get fed. This is Grand Poobah. You know what I'm saying? Once again, each and every day I'm living life on the edge, staying sharp like a razor, knowledge in my head. Peace to the gods I build instead of beg, because self in the cipher is how I get fed. Grand Poobah, man. I used to love Grand Poobah's voice. He had this crazy voice, man.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. What was the name of the
song? The song is called I Like It.
I Like It?
It's called I Like It. But I wanted you to bring up the song Brand Nubians.
Oh, there's a song called Brand Nubian?
Yeah, if you pull it up, yeah. Song called Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian, yeah. I see it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Ooh. You know what I love about that song right there, Pop?
What's that?
The energy of that music.
Yes.
When we first started like sampling music and stuff and rhyming over it, it was really trying to find those, exciting, like, I don't want to say shocking, but grabbing, like that's gonna grab your attention music. And we would rhyme fast, not
right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yes. Man, I love that's what it brought me back to, man. And the MC who was spitting, that was Lord Jamal of Brand Nubian.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, truly incredible. And again, just reflecting on self-knowledge, especially in this time in hip hop where there's a lot of concentration on what people have, how many diamonds you have, what house you have, how your teeth are diamond out, whatever it is. It doesn't always reflect, and we talk about it, and have at length what it is that we feel about ourselves in terms of being people and aware people in the society that we're in.
Yeah, so this was, it says Tommy Boy Records was the one that put them out in 1981. That was founded. I don't think they came out at that time. I think they came out afterwards.
Yeah, they came out, it would be 91. It's probably 91.
Okay, yeah. But this is how far, this whole idea of hip hop and lyrics go back, where especially, and I'm saying this on the basis of African Americans, actually elevating consciousness, elevating the mentality of their ideas about, putting words together to say things that was good for the culture at that time. Yeah, and getting paid for it at that time. Yeah, because and see, and what was important about it is that it was new. It was new on the scene, and so it caught the attention of the culture. But once it caught the attention of the culture, and what happened is, people came in and then started to pay young people to come in and say negative things in the culture. Okay, so and because the culture had already been, the foundation had already been laid by these positive rappers, and so the culture was already primed, and because the culture was primed, then the negative people came in and said, look, I'm going to pay you to say something, to say this negative stuff, and that's what they did, and that's how there was a cultural change.
Yeah, I think that the cultural change is clear. What's the hunger for the return to that now that we're seeing? Is one of the is not a concern, but a thing I'm noticing in the culture today is there is a resurgence in being able to hear something of quality that gives you a message of positivity. It's resurging, and I wonder where that's coming from.
Well, because I think that the current climate in the culture is so obvious, is so negative and so obvious that racism and colorism and all kinds of things is so negative in the culture that people have turned off to it, and they want to hear something that's more positive and hopeful in the culture. That's what they're looking for now, because there's so much negativity that's in the political culture, that's in the educational culture, that's in the economic culture. There's so much negativity that people are now looking for, the more positive and hopeful ideas to come forward, to make that change as far as the culture is concerned. The pendulum is going to swing. The pendulum swings to the negative, and what's going to happen is it's going to encourage people to swing back toward the positive over a period of time. It's going to happen, and that's why. And the hip hop is going to be part of that.
Yeah, and it is to a large extent, and the young people out here, like there is a rapper I really like, man, who brings an edge, but at the same time is very conscious. His name is J.I.D. J.I.D. has some good music out there that he does. Of course, I always, think of J. Cole. Cole, he always is ready for a battle, ready to go ahead and get into a lyrical war, but he also drops a lot of gems and jewels inside of the music. There has been a lot of love and support shown for older rappers who are considered legendary rappers, like Rakim and KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, right? MCs like Grand Poobah. Just a return to where folks are being celebrated and also mentoring some of these young brothers who are recognizing their responsibility to the youth of our culture.
Yeah, it's coming through. It's going to come through like that. And when you talk about hip hop, a lot of hip hop artists are not youngsters anymore, especially the ones who established the culture. They're not young anymore, and they're like in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s. To a great degree. And these are now artists that have families, that have children. There are children of teenagers, and they don't you want their when their children start talking and saying all the negative things about drugs and sex and things like that. It's like, I don't want to hear that. You my daughter, you my son. What are you doing? But so there's this remembrance, this going back. We're talking about the artists that are 30, 40, and 50 years old that are going back and say, don't you remember this? This is what I'm clinging on to. I'm going to cling on to the music that was in this generation. And you can cling to it if you want, but this new generation is going to come up with something that they're going to claim that's theirs and theirs alone, because that's just how music and how generations evolve. They want to evolve to have their own thing, and they don't want to, they will respect the older generations that have done it. It's like they'll always respect, Grand Poobah and leaders of the new school and LL Cool J and all the rest of them. They'll always respect that, but they're always going to want to evolve into this is my idea, and this is what our generation is now going to listen to. We appreciate you, but this is ours.
Yeah, I see that there has already been that change where the mix of the rock star lifestyle, this kind of like rock starry rap star, like rap rock star, right? That is a lot of these guys' image at this point, right? The Travis Scotts, the Playboy Cardis, and some of the younger ones like Osama's son or Ken Carson. These are younger names in the spectrum, right, of hip hop, and they've embraced more of the rock star lifestyle, which I think is appealing to a large extent to the European audience. The European audience really kind of gets behind this. Here in the States, though, I think there is also an audience that is in that lane with them, this rap rock star lane kind of thing, which is a mashup to me of kind of the drill mumbly style. Do you understand talking about that mumbly style, Bob?
No.
Do you remember when we used to say there was mumble rappers?
Is that something that